Hello there. Michelle G, Bendy, Stitchy. My pronouns are she, her, and today is Saturday. It's December 7th. So happy birthday to my Aunt Jan, or as I usually text her, happy Pearl Harbor Day. Every year on her birthday, I text her happy Pearl Harbor Day. I know it's not a good joke, but happy birthday to my Aunt Jan. What else? Today I have cross stitch. If you're new here, welcome. I talk about cross stitch, and today I have knitting. So I'll talk about that too. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. In the last week, since I filmed, I have stitched on 3 projects and knit on a project. You say knit, right? It's knit, not knitted. I've knit on a project. I've had 9 days of stitching and knitting. That's because I stitched on the day that I filmed last time, and I did already stitch this morning. So 9 days in a week. That's how that happened. For give or take 2,684 stitches and 12 hours, 7 minutes, and approximately 42 seconds. Wow. Kudos to Notion. I use the Flosstube planner on Notion. Stitchy Nutty. It's her genius template, and I'll link that down below. I think I'm just going to put a permalink down below my Flosstubes so that you can always find the Notion template that I use. Okay, so first up is the first thing that I worked on, and I swore that last Saturday I was going to finish this. Number 1, it's more stitching than you think. And number 2, I think I'm not quite emotionally prepared to be done stitching on this. So I stitched on this for 1 day, and I got pretty good progress. This is, of course, D's 20 Stitches, Stitch for Pride. Oh, look how beautiful. D's 20 Stitches, Stitch for Pride 2024. This is the last box. This is December. The artist is out of my head. The artist is not recorded in my stuff. I don't remember the artist, but I do remember that I did some of the learning. This is the love stamp, and I forgot the artist's name, but one thing that struck me about him is that after this love stamp got so popular in art and sculpture and stamps and everything, it really caused the artist to withdraw from the world. So I think a lot of times what that made me think about is a lot of times we love art so much and we consume it, and we also can, if we're not careful, consume the artist too, and not in a great way. It also reminded me a little bit of Chapel Roan and how she is pushing back against the media and telling them, like, just because I'm getting famous does not mean you get full access to me all the time. And I love that. So anyway, this month. I don't have the floss. Once again, I've been saying this for 12 months. I don't have the floss, but this is Orangina from Classic Colorworks, and it's a pretty perfect floss color. So I am going to do the inside of the O in this color, which is Fuchsia from Stitchy Box. And then once this is done, I think I'm going to go back up here and outline the heart in this color, and then we'll call that a day. So I might be able to get to this today. It depends on whether or not I can get caught up on my next whip, which is my 2024 Christmas countdown from Patty at 4 Boys and an NL Girl. So there is and of course this is on 40 Count Determination Verdal from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. And D already announced their 2025 sale. It is all about trans artists. So we're going to be doing a lot of learning about trans artists, the artist community. And I think it's going to be designed again very much like this. So my plan for 2025, I already missed out on the flosses. It was a very limited run. Maybe there will be another run. I don't know. But I already missed out on the flosses, but I have a decent floss stash. So I think I'll try to pull flosses from my stash that match each month. But I am going to buy Jessie's fabric again because I love Jessie and I love their fabric. And I'm going to do them individually next year. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for this to be done and framed and on my wall. And next year, I'm going to stitch them each individually, and I'm going to put them in my journal. So I'm also really excited about that, because I'll be doing the sale again, but with a new twist. So can't wait for that. I'm just going to stick this on here. I'm just going to have my needle minder hold my floss. and put it over there because I need to keep this bag here. The bag, I need to keep it here so that I can show you something in a minute. So my next whip is, well, my next whip is, I don't have a cover photo for it because it is one of my 2024 tiny presents. So this is kind of like a purchase and a whip. So I joined the Patty, 4 boys and an NL girl 2024 advent calendar, or tiny presents if you prefer. And this is where we are. So this fabric is Brin and Needle. The flosses so far are all DMC, and then each day we open a floss. These are the flosses so far. This is in a Floss Buddy from my friend Corina at Bags Plus. She took my witchy stitcher Baba Yaga and she turned it into a Floss Buddy. Like, how great is that? And you don't have to bobbinate to use these. Note that I have not bobbinated. So this is days 1 through 7 of colors, and this is days 1 through 6 of stitching. Today is day 7. So this is day 1 through 6 of stitching. Day 2 was the red, and let me tell you, that was hefty. It took me like 3 or 4 days to stitch all the red because there's a lot of stitches in this plaque, but that's done. So I'm all caught up through day 6, and today is day 7, which is B5200 there, the white one. So there's you're guessing right if you're guessing it's the snow. So there's some snow down here, a snow person right here, and then a line of snow under, I think this is going to be a house right here. So there's quite a bit of snow stitching in the middle for today. Rosie has one more basketball game that we'll go to, and then it's home. And we got some Christmas decorations to put out in the yard, but it's kind of rainy outside, so maybe we're hoping we can get those put out tomorrow. When I got a paper cut at work this week, look at that. This is the one real occupational hazard of management, paper cuts. That's not true, but I do get paper cuts once in a while. So there I am, all caught up through yesterday, and I still have all of today to stitch today. So this is also my pick-a-whip for this fortnight. Marjorie Made Stitches does pick-a-whip, where she gives us a theme each fortnight to stitch on, and the December 1st through 15th, or 1st through 14th, theme is stitch on a pattern on bright fabric. So this fabric is pretty bright. I mean, I've stitched on brighter, but this is definitely bright enough to qualify in my book. And don't mind how off-center this is, because that's just me starting willy-nilly with my pattern in the middle of the fabric. So more to come on that. So far I've caught up. My goal for Pick-a-Whip is just to stay caught up through the 14th. I think I can do it. We'll find out. And then also, because I have finished a couple of colors, what I decided on that Pick-a-Whip project is I don't know if we'll come back, or not Pick-a-Whip. On that Advent project, I don't really know if we'll like come back to the red or come back to any of the greens. So because I don't know, then I'm just adding my floss to my tail end project at the end of every day. So when I finish a day, I put in my tail end project. So you can see I have day 1 was this dark green, day 2, DMC 666, day 3 was this yellow. So I put the yellow here, and then these 2 doodads are actually extra. Day 4 was 783. Day 5 was these 3 little stitches of 3850, and day 6 I only got 2 stitches of 3851. This pattern is a summer bower from Modern Folk Embroidery. It was in the 2020 Lakeside Needlecrafts summer stitching book, and I've ad-libbed this just a scotch. So this is too long, so this is too wide, so I added more doodads here. It's going to be fine. This is my other finish of my tail end project, Quaker Coronet. And then I think when this is done, I'm going to get a little nuts, and I'm going to start I don't know if it's going to be a long dog tail end project, but it's going to be a giant monochromatic pattern that I already own, and I'm going to make it into a tail end project. So I think I do have a long dog waiting in the wings. I don't really remember if I do or not, but if not, then I definitely have other gigantic monochromatic patterns, and I'm just going to, the whole year next year, I'm going to stitch on one giant tail end project. Hopefully it doesn't overwhelm me. And see how far we get. Okay, that's all for my stitching progress. I did knit on my Dickier shawl. So this is the Dakir shawl, and I showed it off last week. It is, I don't really want to unroll it, so I'm not going to, but this is a lot of knitting, y'all, just so you know. I've been working on this since 2021, and this was from it was from an advent calendar that I bought from Havari Bazaar. I think I bought it. It's from an advent calendar that I bought from Havari Bazaar, and I'll be watching out for this one again this year because this is a Ramadan advent calendar, and it was really fun. So the advent calendar had 5 dyers in it, and they were all women Muslim dyers. Abuelita Fiber Company, Aquarius Make, Fruitful Fusion, Havari Bazaar, and Knitting Nakabi. And then the pattern is the Dakir shawl, and of course it's in black and white because they wanted to give us the cover photo, but they didn't want to ruin the colors. So the Dakir shawl is designed by Kelsey Garner, who is Knitting Nakabi, and Karin Havari, who is Havari Bazaar. So I am on day 25 out of 30. And this is big. This is a shawl blanket. So since the last time we spoke, I have this it came with this stitch marker. So since the last time we spoke, I've only put in about half of this brown row. But this brown row here is one of my lace rows. So it goes stockinette stitch, lace, stockinette stitch, and then this kind of lace, which I'm calling like a fishnet lace. You can see I fudged that up there, but who cares? It'll block out. So after this stockinette row, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, I put this on my Year of Whips 2025 because I really do want to finish this in 2025. So this is a plan to finish in 2025. What I had been doing is knitting on this a little bit after I finished things. But I don't have a lot of stitching or knitting time during the week, so I didn't knit. I knit on this for one day. But like, look at those colors. Some of them are stellinas, and some of them are like tonals, and some of them are more like variegated. I love this one here. Some of them have like this different yarny kind of woolly texture, it was not fun to knit with at first, but it did grow on me, and it looks really cool. It's just like a little fuzzier. This one has that. This one has that. This one here. And then this one too. And that's from Abuelita Fiber Company. So I'll keep knitting on that. My goal is to finish it in 2025. And then if you were wondering, no, I did not knit this, but my friend Ann P. knit this. This is one of my favorite shawls to wear. I wear it scarf style, and it's so pretty. Ann P. Knit this years and years ago, and then she donated it. I was working hospice at the time, and Ann P. sent me a big box of knits. And it was about Christmas time, and she said, why don't you give these out to your hospice people? And so I took it into work, and a bunch of the nurses took knits to their hospice patients, and I took this to my favorite patient, and she hung on for about another 3 or 4 months into early spring, and when she passed away, her family gifted this back to me. So not because they didn't love it, but because they said they felt like I had a special relationship with their person, and it was just really nice. So this is like a double special shawl. It's a bit of a hug whenever I wear it, and the color is really good. Okay, so that's all the knitting and stitching plans. I'm going to keep doing my 2024 Christmas countdown. I would like to finish Stitch for Pride. I also would like to do something that I like to call parade progress. So, 'tis the season for whip parades and finish parades, right? So a couple years ago, I don't think I did it last year at all. Maybe I did it a little bit last year, but a couple years ago, some friends and I did this thing, and it's called Parade Progress, #Parade Progress. I did 21-22, and then I did Parade Progress 2023. I do it 2 years, like this year, I'll do Parade Progress 24-25 because the whip parades and finish parades roll over into the new year, right? So what I do is I pick a project, and I'm like, this is my Parade Progress project. And then I watch someone's video, their whip parade or their finish parade, and I stitch as much as I can during their parade, and then I take a picture and I post it to my stories. And I say, this is how much progress I got during this video, right? Because some of these videos are 2 hours long. If you watch the Megans, they could be 4 hours long. So you get good progress. And you get finishes. So this is how I push through this. I think this was my first finish of 2023 because of parade season, my temperature bookshelf. I really want to do a temperature bookshelf. I don't know if you watch Dr. Christie's Corner Needlework. This is her design. I put some of the doodads are mine. But she has a new temperature sale that's dropping tomorrow, December 8th. And this is, I got to finish. This project last year for my parade progress in 2023 was barely started. And then during the parade progress, I finished the thing. I absolutely finished it. I brought it home during my friend Lolly's, Lollipop Stitches whip parade. But you can see, and my pictures aren't all like at the exact same spot, but you can kind of see like how much you get done during a project, and it's fun. Sometimes my lighting's better, sometimes my lighting worse, whatever. But it's a finish with my girl Lolly. And then the next one I started was a different project. I had to cut up some floss. So if you would like to join me, I would love to have you join me. Hashtag parade progress 23 _20. Nope, it's not that year anymore. Hashtag parade progress 24 _25. And it's fun just to see how much you can get done, right? I do still have some deadline stitching, so I'll probably choose some deadline stitching projects to put in my parade progress. But yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Okay. Never mind. I talked about one of my advent calendars. Let's talk about, I have one more official advent calendar, which is a yarn advent calendar. And then I have one that my friend Milka, Mega Stitches, she came up with the idea, hashtag Flossmas Joy 2024. And so the idea is you signed up in a link in her bio, and she drew names and paired us up, or, so my partner is Jamie. She did pair us up. So my partner is Jamie, and she sent to me and I sent to her. And the idea is it's supposed to be 4 skeins of floss, or $25 worth of floss. And then you put it in a little envelope, and we each open them every week during December. So Jamie's super cute, and she put in a trivia question. And the trivia question, the poinsettia plant originates from which country? And I'll show you all the goodies, and then I'll tell you the answer so you can guess. But the poinsettia plant originates from which country? Clue on that is the actual name of the poinsettia. The non-colonizer name is Quetzalcoatl. So if that is a clue at all, hang in. She gave me 2 little Christmas trees. These are like little cardboard ephemera Christmas trees. And this adorable little gingerbread sticker, which, I'll be using those in my journal. And then 2 skeins of Threadworks. So I don't know if she checked my Instagram and saw that I love Threadworks, or if she just also loves Threadworks, which is funny because I was like, I put a bunch of Threadworks in hers as well, and I kept writing, I'm going to convert you to Threadworks. But maybe she's already converted to Threadworks and we're best friends and didn't know it. But this really pretty orange. And then this black, which is not the black that I always use from Threadworks, is called wrought iron, and it has a little bit of green that goes through it. And this is not that. This is like a black. It's a little bit tonal. I don't think Threadworks actually has any solids, so this is just very slightly tonal, but it's like darker than 337 or 3799 to black. So the Quetzalcoatl originates from Mexico. BT dubs. If you got it, cheers. If you didn't get it, it's okay. It was just for fun. Trivia is just for fun. So that's my second kind of advent. And thank you again to Mega Stitches, Milka, for arranging that, because awesome. And sorry to Jamie, because I definitely sent it late. And then my third advent is my yarn advent, and this is from Jazz, KN Yarns, and their yarns are beautiful. What this advent tells me is I just don't have enough of Jazz's yarns. So here is day 1 through 7 in a big bunch. And then this is called the Glorious Gastropods Advent Calendar. So each one of these is inspired by a glorious gastropod, a snail. This is Draperno's glass snail. And Jazz sent a picture of each. So I'll just go through them. This is the Pacific sideband snail. Totally that color of that stripe, right? Like, they nailed it. Jazz nailed it. This is the banana slug, which you had to know was going to be in here. Look at that. Oh, how good. Because that's a hard, like, I don't know how you would get that coloration, but Jazz did it. Jazz did it. This is the milk snail. And some of these are definitely focused more on the shell, and some of them are actually focused more on the snail. But, like, also, there's not enough snails in crafting. This is the red slug, which, okay, gross. Not my favorite. I need to unpack why I like slugs and snails better than slugs. Is it just because the snails carry their house? I don't know. But this red is luscious. Like, that's a beautiful... Every Advent, there's something that I'm like, I'm going to need a sweater quantity of that. And so far, it's this. I thought it was day 1. I thought Jazz got me with the sweater quantity on day 1. But I think so far, it's this one. I need a sweater quantity of this. Also, I look good in red. Okay. You know me in yellow. But I think, actually, me in yellow is, like, becoming false. I think I actually like yellow. Which is wild. This is the golden apple snail. Look at that. How perfect is that? That is yellow, y'all. This is the Mayo Jean snail. I don't care that it's actually called the golden apple snail. Like, that's a yellow jersey on that snail. This is the Mayo Jean snail. And then today's was another gorgeous color. And this is really cool. This is the violet sea snail. And I think it's got some, like, jellyfish thing going on where it inflates. I'm going to have to Google this one. It might have some jellyfish thing going on where it inflates something and then floats around like a jellyfish. But look how good that is. That is good. And so I'm opening my tiny presents each day, but I'm doing it as a YouTube short. So there were 2 days that they're actually regular YouTube videos because I forgot to crop it. I'm not redoing them. But every day there'll be a YouTube short on my channel. I'm keeping my opening videos to under 3 minutes. And I've noticed that there's a lot of other people who are also doing YouTube shorts every day. So I've been watching my friends who do the longer videos, but I'm loving the shorts because they're just like little bite size and I love them. I got another piece of Happy Mail and I appear to have found it. Whew, thank gosh. I told my patrons that I was going to be super chill and just like casually look around so that you would never even notice, and I wasn't. I flat out looked for it. So those are my purchases, the Advents. And the Happy Mail was the Flossmas Joy. And then also this is the card that I got from my partner, who is Jen from Idris Studios. This is the November-December 2024 Winter Wonder, the theme, it's an ATC swap. The theme is Winter Wonderland. How cute is that? And I don't know if Jen might have designed this. I think Jen might have designed this ATC because it's like, these snowmen are adorable. Like, really, really cute. Really cute. And I don't know if she designed it, but I do know that she drew that. That's her original art. It's called First Snow. Designed and created by Jen from Idris Studios. And actually, that is an excellent segue into check out this freebie because I didn't know of Jen at Idris Studios, but she has a Ko-Fi or a coffee. I don't even know. I don't know what it is. Don't at me for not knowing. This is her. So her Instagram is Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole. She's a big reader, and you'll see that in her cross-stitch patterns. But her Ko-Fi is Idris Studios. And she has lots of patterns that you can buy, but you have to check out this freebie because I kid you not, when I saw this freebie, I cackled. And my friend Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, has to stitch this. This is the skein of a killer, Bella. Right? And you gotta stitch it in sparkly stuff. This is the skein of a killer, Bella. Sorry, it's too good. It's too good. I can't. It's only 373 stitches and a little bit of fiddling to make the mini skein, she says. But it's free. So check out this freebie. This is the skein of a killer. If you have any diehard Twilight fans in your life, or even people who love to hate Twilight, this is a perfect gift for them. 373 stitches, you can be done with this in an afternoon. And then my other check out this freebie is something that I got excited about because I've always wanted to try black work. And my friend Mariam, I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again. Mariam stitched the Peppermint Purple Sal, and then she put it on a project bag and made it and sent it to me. Okay? So this is Peppermint Purple's, I'm almost positive that this is Peppermint Purple's free Sal that Mariam did. And I think there are what the MO for this Sal is there's a border, and then there's 52 blocks, and you get 52 different black work patterns that you put into those blocks. So it came across my feed the other day that Peppermint Purple is doing it again. And also, it's a free Sal. So this whole thing that Mariam did, that's not showing up right now because that's not how my camera works, is a free Sal. So if you go to peppermintpurple.com, up at the top here, there's a stitch alongs page. You can click on the 2025 free Sal, and then you go to the details. There's different ways to do it. So you can do 52 sections, one a week. You can do a create your own version, and you can do a 12-week only version. And it's all broken down here. There's different layouts for the free Sal. There's 2 free borders. So either a more square border or a more like Art Deco, follows the way of the thingy, the outline of the thing. Sal. You can create your own version with your own border, your own thing in the middle, all kinds of your own stuff. I think actually this is what caught my eye. Right here. This where it says craft room. There was a version like that with scissors and stuff. That caught my eye. And then there's a 12-week version. So you can do a mini Sal. So you do have to put in your email address, and you do have to sign up, and you have to like click a little box that says, I agree to not share these charts, because just because this is free doesn't mean that it's free for us to give away to other people, but it is free for you to sign up and receive it in your email. So I put the link down below, and there's a bunch of different additional layouts that you can do with the Sal. These ones look like they cost money. So, I'm going to explore this more later. I'm just kind of clicking around now. I haven't really looked at them before. But I think this one caught my eye, this doily border, but also like I need to chillax a little bit. So we'll see. I'll go through them and I'll look at them. I'll probably just try to start with the standard one. But like some of them are color. That's really beautiful. Yeah. And then you choose a border, you choose a center, and then, yeah, you go with it. So that's my check out this freebie for this week. And if you want to join me on a Blackwork adventure next year, I think we can do it. Mariam used Aida, and I think that's probably the way that I will go as well, just because it will force me to not make 1 over counting errors. And it'll give me a little bit more of a sturdy background to stitch on. So I'm going to pick my fabric, pick my floss for my border, and get going on the border. And I'm going to do this sal and these 20 stitches 2025 Stitch for Pride sal. And those will be my 2 sals for the year. Okay, and then the last thing I have is the giveaway from last week. So last week I put this cute little October 31st pin keep up for a giveaway from Stitches by Ethel. And I don't know if it's right or not, but only one person filled out the Google form. So Shannon Bromo, I'm going to send you this, the Soda Stitcher. And this week I'm going to make a completely new Google form. Because I have a feeling that people aren't able to fill it out appropriately or something. I'm going to make a new Google form, completely new. And this week I'm giving away my friend Jessie at Mislaid Pages, their design number 1, Spring's Promise. So this is an incredible first design. It calls for Dinky Dye silks. That's what the cover was stitched in. But there's also DMC conversions for everything. So if you're like, oh, I don't have the silks, that's okay. DMC conversion right there. Just look at that border, would you? For a first design, get right out of town. This was Jessie's design from their February Burb box. Say that 5 times fast. February Burb box 2023. So I'll link the Google form down below. If you would like Spring's Promise, then fill out the Google form and I'll send that to someone next week. Wow, did I talk fast today or have I been talking for a long time? That's it. That's all I've got. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to do the swishy thing and I'm going to play some music and then I'm going to come back and I am going to talk about my tarot card of the day and the book that I finished and the book that I started. I think I didn't talk about either of the books last week. I'm not entirely sure. But if you like to hang out for the stitching, then thank you for hanging out for the stitching today. And if you don't like tarot or books, or you don't like to hear me talk about tarot or books, then that's it. That's all I've got. And if you do, then stick around and I will be right back. Okay, so tarot card of the day. I have been drawing for a couple weeks from my new deck, which is the Witch Sister Tarot, and it's that dark deck that I was looking for. I didn't feel quite as dark today, so I pulled from the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. This is by Lalania Simone. Lalania made the deck, made the guidebook, made it all. These cards, I highly recommend this deck. I love first of all, the cards are like iridescent teal on the side. And then the design on the front is also that iridescent teal. And then the designs on the cards, we have some, the designs on the cards are very like multimedia. Okay. And then the other thing that I love about this deck is it's not page, knight, queen, king. It's the messenger instead of the page, the action instead of the knight, the nurturer instead of the queen, and the mastery instead of the king. They keep it a little bit non-binary. There's still the high priestess. The fool is called the wanderer. The empress is called sacred feminine, and the emperor is called sacred masculine. So there are a couple of things that are changed. The hanged man is called the hanged one. That's a pretty common change when you're going non-binary in a deck. Judgment is called liberation, which I enjoy. And then there's a 22nd card in the majors called the Cosmic Seed. I haven't pulled that yet. But today I pulled the Ace of Coins, which is Pentacles. So the Ace of Coins is about like starting that new project, right? an opportunity to create a new positive outcome in the material world. Be intentional about what you are manifesting with your thoughts, words, and actions. The keywords are opportunity, manifest, and prosperity. So I really like this deck. I like the deck a lot. It's my colors. It's all the things. So, and it feels good. Like it's got that good matte. I'll probably use this deck for a couple days. I like to go a few days on the same deck. And then for books, I finished Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. I mostly do audiobooks so that I can listen to the book while I'm doing other things. So I finished listening to Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. I really like Brene Brown. I feel like I remember hearing somewhere that she's controversial in some way, but she's done a lot of work on vulnerability and trust, and this is about vulnerability and trust and in leadership, how you apply it to leadership. So I really liked this book. Brene Brown read the audiobook, which doesn't always work for me. And she did put in a lot of little like asides and a lot of little notes for us. But in this case, that asides and notes and breaking the fourth wall really did work for me. So I am probably going to buy a copy of this for myself, even though my friend my friend Krista from work says that she has extra copies. So maybe I might take her up on an extra copy, but maybe she and I might read it together. And then, so the book that I then started after that is completely different, 180 degrees different, more different than you could possibly get. It is called Manhunt. It's by Gretchen Felker Martin. And it is absolutely horror. It falls into the horror genre. It's about a post-apocalyptic world where a virus has infected everyone with testosterone, and it turns them into monsters, like absolute raving, slavering monsters. And it follows Beth and Fran, who are trans women in this world. And it's a lot of different, and they meet they meet a new person called Robbie, who is a trans man. And there's a lot of different, like, there's a army of TERFs who are trying to basically like take over the East Coast, and they're kind of succeeding. There's crazy, like, I don't agree with the 3.53. I so far cannot stop listening to this. Like, I am going for walks in order to put my headphones in and listen to this book. So it is not like a listen in front of your kids or listen when your family is around kind of book. It's very like, this is not a children's book. This is not mid-grade. This is not young adult. This is very grown-up stuff. And also, like, I like it. It's really good. I am, how far into it am I? I'm like 2/3 of the way in, and I just don't know what else is going to happen, because like none of it so far has been predictable. Like, I'm 70% in. I've listened to 7 hours and 25 minutes, and I have 3 hours and 11 minutes left, and not a single dang thing that I have predicted, like, oh, this is probably what's going to happen next. Not once have I been right. Not a single time. And I'm obsessed with that I haven't been right at all. So, I would recommend it. It is not for sheltered ears, and it's real gory. It's a horror book. So it's gory, there's gore, it's gross, it's graphic, it's uncomfortable. The story is great, and the world sucks. The world sucks so bad, but you're so drawn into it because it's just that terrible. So yeah, I'm going to finish listening to that probably hopefully this weekend or early next week. And then I might need a little palate cleanser, like a little light beachy kind of thing after that. Or maybe another professional development book, because like this book puts me in a not so great state of mind when I read it, but like I'm also not mad about it, right? It doesn't make me happy to read this book, but it's really good. I don't know how else to say that. Okay, and that is all I've got. So I'm going to be streaming on Twitch and YouTube tomorrow morning, usual time, 7 a.m. Pacific. And then Rosie has volleyball and basketball again tomorrow. She had volleyball and basketball again today. The Oregon Ducks are playing Indiana. Is that right? Indiana, I think, for the Big Ten championship this year. Because Ohio State dropped all the way to number 6 after Michigan beat them last week. So if you like sports ball at all, or even if you don't, will you cheer for my Ducks this weekend? Let's go Ducks. 5 p.m. today. It would be really cool to win the Big Ten the first year that they were in it, and then maybe go to the national championship. I don't know. I'm here for the ride. But that's all I've got. I'm going to keep saying that's all I've got until I finally sign off. So that's really all I've got. Fill out the Google form link down below. I completely reset the form if you would like to win Jesse's pattern. If you stream, I'll see you tomorrow. And if you don't stream, I'll see you next week. And I've already seen a couple whip parades, so hashtag parade progress 24_25. Let's go. See you later. Bye.